Hit live. Oh shit.
There we go.
Okay.
Yes, y'all. You now tuned into the Melodrama Podcast, episode 35, sponsored by Freshly Broken Unified Records. I go by the name of Speak Easy. I'm joined by the amazing cast, Demo on the 28th and 29s, Triple S, Big Trip, J Jesus, fellas, what the fuck is up?
What up?
So we had all these great conversations before the podcast. We basically had a whole fucking podcast before the podcast, and it's all my fault because I'm a horrible moderator.
God, the waste.
So, but honestly, let's just start off straight mellow, right? So,
Right.
everybody's talking about Will and Jada. I don't know if you guys saw the Red Table Talk. I've never seen the Red Table Talk until this episode. I've heard a lot of amazing things about the Red Table Talk. It's literally the talk of the town. Did you guys see it at all before I go any
What's
further?
Table Talk?
No.
Red Table Talk is a show.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, it's a show.
You're part of the problem.
It's a show on Facebook, Dima.
If you watched it, you're a part of the problem.
Well,
What kind of show?
Let him get it out.
Hold on, let me explain it first. So Red Table Talk is basically a podcast called Red Table Talk, and it's on Facebook. It's Facebook TV, and they've had some great conversations, some breakthroughs. Back when T.I. was talking about checking his daughter's hymen, he went on the Red Table Talk to apologize, that type of shit. So it's supposed to be a convening place for healing, is kind of what it's that's the theme behind it. So prior to this Red Table Talk, there's all these rumors. Everybody's heard by now. Jada Pinkett Smith, August Alsina, they were together in a relationship, whatever. And it was denied. And then finally it was like this thing happened. So I don't know. It was just a conversation between like a husband and a wife. And but before I go any further, Trip, I'm taking it that you did not watch it. So tell me why I'm part of the problem. Let's start there.
Cause that's none of your fucking business. Like, dude is a fucking punk for even putting that shit out there.
Which dude? There's two dudes involved.
August. No, it's one dude involved. If you know the whole background, there's one dude involved. Mm-hmm. At that point, according to what I've read, Will and Jada were on the outs. Mm-hmm. So, and to the point where Will was actually considering leaving the house. That wasn't a Will. That's not a threesome like everybody trying to make it sound. Nigga, that was her and him. And dude, according to what I read, that shit was like 4 years ago. The fuck is he talking about it now for? And why the fuck is everybody so concerned about what she did with her vagina?
And
it's her shit.
Who's August? Give me a background on August.
August Alsina.
I know. I saw his picture, obviously, but I don't know what he does.
All I know is he's one of these younger R&B acts and the Tory Lanez kind of type music. Like I'm not as familiar with his music, but I know
it's new R&B, the new style R&B.
He's a big deal to a lot of people.
And he's a lot younger.
No, he's not. He's not.
Younger than Jada, right?
He's what?
Yeah.
A lot younger.
Yeah.
So how did they even link? Like, how did they even,
So
well, you got to ask Jada that.
Well, here's the thing. So the thing is, I get what you're saying, Trip, and what you're doing is you're speaking from an idealistic standpoint. The reality.
No, I'm speaking from the fact that that's personal business. You had an affair or in relationship or whatever you want to call it, with the chick who was on the outs with her husband but living in the same house. You knew what the fuck you was getting into. You're not a fucking baby. You're still an adult even though you're young. And you decided to do this. Yeah. You chose to be the possible side nigga.
Hey, as Too Short
or whatever
said,
it is.
You fell in love
you
with her,
said.
man.
I've never heard that one.
So you did this. Okay, now the shit didn't last. So then that's it. You don't go 4 years down the line and put her on blast in an interview about your album that's supposed to be coming out.
You think that's why he did it?
But here's the thing, though, Trip. So
Yeah,
I understand
his album.
There's no way.
That's
You're
foul.
trying to justify this.
Wow.
There's no way to justify this.
No, here's the thing. You think I'm trying to justify it, but I'm not. I'm not justifying anything. This is what I will say. All the things that you're saying are absolutely true. But
there's no but. There's no
hold
but.
on. But no, hold on. Just hear me out. Because the thing is, the world, other opinions exist in the world, and the reality is
no, because these are the same people that are diving into my point out first before you I don't give a fuck because I don't give a fuck. Because the same people that are diving into this shit and making it a big to do are the same motherfuckers that be like, this is my life. I do what the fuck I want to do. Stay out my shit. Stay out of everybody else's shit.
Right. So this is what. So here's what I'm saying. All of those things are true. All those things make sense. However, we live in the world where people love to aspire to be in the lives of celebrities. People want to be a fly on the wall in celebrities' lives. And the reality is, on top of that, Will and Jada didn't have to do what they did. So even what they did was okay. No, go ahead. Because you can't tell me what they did if you didn't even watch it.
I can tell you what they did. I don't have to watch it to know what they did.
But there's information on the actual
show I was gonna say
that you can't speak to because you didn't hear it.
Right.
Okay. So my point is, who cares? This is not about what's right or what's wrong or what's moral. People love entertainment. Yeah. So and then what's the old phrase? Misery loves company. So the reality is, people are drawn to this. It doesn't matter. So, and I'm not here to, and honestly, I'm not even here to judge people drawn to it, especially in the fucking middle of a pandemic, where you got verses, you got for new music to come out, and you got to take care of your mental and trying to make sure you can still make a living. So, it makes all the sense why this is interesting to people. It just is.
But you're supposed to be telling me what Will and Jada did.
What?
You were supposed to be telling us what Will and Jada did.
No, I'm saying this piece to lead up until the fact that like this is just to refute your point about like people shouldn't be this, people shouldn't be that.
No, you were telling me what Will and Jada did.
Yeah, what was it?
And then I was gonna say something, and then you was like, I can't tell you what they did because I didn't watch it, so I'm waiting on.
What was the information?
This epiphany of enlightenment that you were gonna give us about motherfuckers sitting around gossiping about Jada's vagina.
No, what I'm saying is what they did, they chose to share more about their personal business with anybody who was willing to listen.
You got blinders on, G. You got blinders on. You know what they did? August put her on blast from some shit 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. She could have addressed this outside of the red table. They're smarter than that. They figured out if Will and Jada.
Oh, okay.
The statements that were put out, according to them, were not their statements. And that was people speaking on their behalf. This is what somebody told me that they said that watched it. So maybe y'all watched two different shows. They decided to come out because it was already in the media. If I'm going to come out about my personal life, I'm going to do it on my platform because you already put me out there and I'm going to benefit from it so I can monetize it because this is my show. Instead of me just putting out a tweet, I could have just put out a tweet and said, yeah, I fucked him. So what? No, I'm going to do a whole setup. I'm going to do a whole setup. I'm going to do the whole red table. And since it's already out there and Will doesn't have the clean cut boy image anymore, because he's been cussing and all kind of shit in his freestyles. Like, okay, let's talk about it, but let's do it where we can benefit. Because
I think it was more control, fam.
It's control and benefit.
Yeah. I think it was more control.
But the control was already lost. Control was nobody should be talking about it. And the shit was done 4 years ago. August put it out there. For all we know, she could have told August to put that shit out there.
It's possible, but I think, man,
but when she goes to the Red Table, that's their platform. So even if the Red Table doesn't have sponsors, I don't really watch it. I'm sure somebody's sponsoring it. So now they get more views, they get more spins, that's more money in, because everybody wanted to talk about this shit and hear about this shit. And even if they weren't getting sponsors, now they're going to get the sponsors they want because now their viewers have went up because everybody wanted to watch this episode.
It's possible.
Just smart.
I don't even know if it was smartness, fam. I think they did that shit to avoid losing. To avoid losing because to avoid losing the damn show. See, have y'all watched any of that shit at all?
To avoid losing what show?
That damn Red Table Talk, man. Jada and them on there, judgmental than a motherfucker on that show, man. And they constantly on that holier than thou bullshit. We know the way, you motherfuckers don't know the way, y'all need guidance, we the guidance type shit. And now your shit all fucked up and out here in the public, nigga, messy in a motherfucker like everybody else shit.
No, they're still guiding y'all. They're guiding y'all to open marriages and entanglements.
Hell no, ain't nobody.
Because now every chick on Facebook wants to be in an entanglement.
But guess what? Here's a news
it's
flash.
Side nigga season now.
No. Here's a new one. No, here's the thing. They weren't looking for. They're not looking for them. They've just found that's a great rebrand. That's all that is.
Yeah.
These situations existed already. This is just part of the rebrand now. I'm not this. I'm entangled.
Right. That's what the motherfuckers done. They done made songs.
Salute to everybody in entanglement.
But the viewership, the viewership was what it was before because people were accepting the guidance. Like they really knew what the hell they was talking about.
But you know what?
Now you look like a regular old bitch, like all the rest of these bitches out here dealing with some nigga that's on bullshit in the marriage, and you staying and you doing. No,
because
bullshit.
You know what?
It's the same.
Their viewership knew that they had an open marriage. Their viewership knew that she was in an interview years ago that said, once Will married me, he stuck with me. She said this in an interview years ago, we can be in opposite ends of the house under the same roof, messing with different people, but you're not getting out this marriage.
Yeah,
that shit was already out there.
Damn.
Yeah. So I get.
But what happened was, so they had viewers, but they didn't have viewers like that. But now,
and them motherfuckers finna be gone too, because the type of motherfucker that comes to that shit, the type of motherfucker that pull his camera out when it's a dead body in the street, that motherfucker only come around when it's a dead body in the street.
You're right, but those people are going to watch at least 3 more episodes.
I doubt it.
They are, because they're looking for more dirt.
I think they're going to gain viewers. I don't think they're going to lose nobody.
Right. Petty people. I don't
think they're going to lose anybody. They're going to get more viewers.
No, you missing what I'm saying, Speak. The ones that came for this story,
right.
Them motherfuckers finna leave.
No, they're gonna. Sure. No, not right away though. Not right away. It's just like when.
I see what you're saying.
When an altercation happens and it's over, people still linger around to see if it's gonna kick back up.
It's gonna pop off again.
They're gonna hang around 3, maybe 5 more episodes, and what happens for them, even if it's only 2, you can take those numbers.
That shit
and
dry
pitch
fuck,
it
man.
To us. Yes.
Yeah, that shit dry as
but
fuck.
Not,
I don't think they gonna come back. But
JG, go look at your news feed.
Or another one.
Go look at your news feed. Every chick on your news feed is in love with that shit. We don't like that shit.
That's because they struggle with accountability, man.
And
Because Jada did not accept no motherfucking accountability in that shit at all.
So here's the funny thing.
And that's who's going to continue to stay and watch.
But check it out. Just a quick timeout. A quick timeout. Check this out. I have exceeded my goal. So I know what kind of guys you are, right?
Yeah.
I literally thought that you guys would not allow us to talk about this for more than like 5 minutes, and I'm
so bullshit, man.
No, because we're not talking about the part you wanted to talk about.
Yeah. No, I didn't say what I really wanted to talk about.
We're not talking about the whole shit dude did.
Yeah,
that was whole shit.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say what I wanted to talk about. I just said Will and Jada.
He just said that it was on. I feel you speak.
So I thought y'all both was gonna be like. I thought both of y'all was gonna give me this look.
Nah.
And once I get that look, I was gonna like quickly go to the next topic.
Man.
Nah, we kind of like. I don't give a fuck, dog, about Will or Jada. My problem is. I think the problem is the people.
Hey, can we get some melodrama shirts? I think the problem is the people.
Ooh.
Fam, tell me that's gold.
That's gold.
That's gold, bro. All right, continue, JG.
We should just start an off-brand, or not an off-brand, a side brand, and it's the Melodrama Podcast merch.
We have to. We need
a Shopify store or something.
Man, that'd be hot.
Yeah, we got to.
I froze up. Damn.
Okay.
Am I back?
Oh, you're back. Yep.
We ready.
He got that Corona Wi-Fi.
Oh shit! Hold on.
He said he got Wi-Fi. Corona-fi.
Hey, look at his mouth.
Hey, he looked like he's singing. He looked like
sneeze. Hold on.
Oh, he looked like he belting out some
There's so much
JG Vandross
phone that froze up.
JG Vandross.
He's singing "Killing Me Softly" right now.
Version. My fucking daughter, man. Oh, this shit is aggravating. My fucking daughter.
What?
Dude, she ain't wanted nothing to do with me this whole fucking weekend.
Right.
I'm doing the podcast. I'm in the middle of making a point. She called 3 motherfucking times.
Damn.
So I get ready to jump out with the pistol in Chicago because it's got to be an emergency. Dad, bring my jacket. It's kind of cold. Fuck these kids, man. That should be pissing me off, dude. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no happy birthday, happy father, none of that shit. But when
we thought you were singing.
Then you got to interrupt me with the most important thing in the world, which is always some bullshit. That call ain't never been, Dad, the house on fire. Dad, we was in the crack. It's never been that. It's always been, Dad, I can't find my earring back. I don't give a fuck about your earring back. Anyway, man.
I don't give a fuck about your earring back.
But dog, right? I don't give a fuck about that shit, man. But anyway, the point that I was trying to make, that y'all probably already done figured out, dog, was that the problem is that they done forgot all the other shit. Motherfuckers be talking about a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
This the goddamn distraction. See, this is why I don't believe in any conspiracy theory at all. I don't believe in none of them. Because every conspiracy theory you hear, what I hear is some fake woke ass motherfucker giving some evil motherfucker too much motherfucking credit. Them motherfuckers, one, ain't never that smart, but two, this Will and Jada shit done proved it again. You ain't gotta do all that shit to get these motherfuckers. You don't need no diabolical fucking plan. All you need, you ain't heard nothing about George Floyd or Black Lives Matter since August Alsina opened his fucking mouth.
Now it's Jada's vagina matters.
Now it's all dog.
New shirt idea.
That's all, dog. No, it ain't that. No, it ain't that, Trip. It's entanglement.
Yeah, it's entanglement.
It's entanglement. What a fucking word, nigga. A fucking word. One word.
But wait. That's
one
because
word, and ain't nobody paying attention to nothing going on fucking Earth, fam.
That's because before 2 days ago, nobody even knew that word was in the dictionary.
Fam, you gotta.
Hey, isn't that a fucking Disney movie?
Yeah, Entangled or something like that.
Really?
It was.
Yes.
Yeah, Entangled.
Disney movie.
It's a
So like
spinoff
literally,
of, it's a
she
spinoff of the chick with the long hair that was stuck in the
Rapunzel.
It's a spinoff of Rapunzel.
So basically Rapunzel started to grow locks and they called it Entangled. That's social. That's appropriation right there. That's cultural appropriation. See, stay woke. Stay woke. That's cultural appropriation.
I'm like, God.
My third eye, fam.
You know what, God? You know what's killing me now, man? You know it's a COVID conspiracy now, right? A new one.
Another one?
Duh.
What is it?
Hold on, before you say that one, I just got an alert before you say the new conspiracy theory. It says Florida breaks national record with 15,300 new coronavirus cases.
Duh.
Whoa.
Fuck Florida.
Shit.
Yo.
Cali back on lockdown.
What were we gonna say?
Florida. But dog, so speak. Check this out.
Yeah.
This the conspiracy. Hold on, let me come with my conspiracy brother voice.
Okay.
So listen here, brother. They got you wearing a mask. You understand? The mask, right? What's the mask for? Because apparently there is COVID in your saliva. They don't want your saliva to spray, your breath to spray, right?
Okay.
So why is it that the COVID-19 test requires the test that it requires? How come they can't just take a cheek swab to tell if you COVID-19 positive? Why do they have to take a Q-tip and go all the way up your nose into the back, almost to your brain? Why are they doing that, my brother?
Wait. Somebody really said that? Somebody said that?
Is.
The microchip.
It's the microchip on the end of the Q-tip. They putting it in.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, somebody
control, fam.
Somebody need to tell them
on the end of the Q-tip, man.
That's only one test. The Q-tip is one test.
Yeah.
There is another test where you spit into a tube.
I know. But that don't fit the conspiracy theory, my brother. Listen. See, you sound like a
performing. They out here. They performing phlebotomies again.
You sound lost, my brother. But dog, so check this out. This is my problem with conspiracy theory, right? Dude, what? Okay, so they gonna invent or come up with a fake virus to spread by 5G, came from, and all of the shit that's around the origin of the virus, all of that shit in the name of population control, and then that didn't work, right? So now they got to put chips in you with the test. All this other bullshit surrounding COVID-19, right?
Right.
Think about all the planning and all the people that would have to be involved for that conspiracy to work. And while you're thinking about that, go open your fucking refrigerator and look at all them fucking bottles of water in every motherfucking refrigerator on earth.
Ding, ding, ding.
So if I'm going to kill motherfuckers in the name of population control, I'm going to do all that shit y'all saying instead of putting something in the fucking water?
Yeah, I mean, look at America. I mean, look at the top killers.
Smart, man. Y'all fucking swear they geniuses. They not. Look at Trump. That nigga genius.
He's a puppet.
You really think a damn conspiracy theory in any aspect of life could be pulled off with that motherfucker in charge, man?
Right, yeah.
He be out here taking credit for it. He's fucking arrogant.
I don't think he's part of it.
Huh?
They wouldn't let him be part of it.
But
too dumb.
Need to. That's my point, Demon. They don't need to. Bro, if you went to any gathering, say the most peaceful protest in the world, you know how I would turn that shit into a fucking riot? You just go down there and show a little bit of favor to half the motherfuckers there. Just pick out a couple motherfuckers. That's it. That's all you got to do. And then they gonna turn on each other.
Yeah.
This shit ain't that hard, man. We fucking people. We stupid as fuck. Everybody want to be special. And that's all you got to do is make a couple motherfuckers feel special. The envy gonna build up. And shit gonna turn into chaos, fam. They ain't gotta do all of that shit they saying. That's why I don't buy into none of that shit. But when you tell people about distractions, the distraction from what's going on in the world can only be a great conspiracy. It can't be this data will shit.
So here's another thing. Here's another distraction, right? Some people are coming at T.I. For like saying like, well, you're doing all of these great things, bringing awareness to, you know, racism and all these other things, but why are you coming at 50 so hard to do verses? And basically, like what T.I. has said, like in one of the comments, he just replied to somebody. I don't know if this person was famous or not, but he said, "I can walk and chew gum." Like basically saying, like he was like, "I'm not a distraction. If you think I'm a distraction, that's your business. But I can continue to fight the good fight out here, but still have a little fun with hip hop too."
Fact.
So, I mean,
and people get a nice little bump off of them things, right? I've been hearing some people get a nice little bump in their catalog getting streamed.
Everybody's music, the streaming has tremendously increased.
So considering when the last time you played 50 or T.I.?
Well, I play a lot of 50 when I work out.
I play a lot of T.I. I play some 50, not a lot.
So both of them cats
but what happened?
Use a bump, right?
See, well, all of them can use a bump because right now can't nobody do no shows. And when you think about music, most of their money comes from shows.
Yeah.
So this is how I was going like down the just off the deep end thinking about systemic oppression, right? So think about who owns Spotify, who owns whatever, all these places, right?
The Illuminati.
I don't want to give. I don't know who to give credit to, but there was a producer who posted this on Twitter, and I hate that I don't know who it is, but basically he was saying like, we talking about equality, give artists what they like. Why is Spotify a multi-million-dollar corporation? Yet artists, if you stream a song several thousand times, that's probably only a $20 check. So how has it happened that you can put so much into the art, and you know the whole having your masters talk and all of that, you put all this, but then these companies, these streaming platforms with no talent, all they did was convene music from artists, and they're more profitable than the artists themselves. Like that's not equitable
at all. That's never been. That's never been. They always shat. Which is the past term of shit. They've always shat upon the artists. Like, they the worst motherfucker involved in the equation. It's like, no, fam, there is no equation without that motherfucker. And you know what I don't get, Speak? Is I'm like, okay, same thing I said about the school board and how this system got built against us in the first place. There's a lack of representation, right? Sure. There was no Black people in power to prevent the shit. Well, in the music industry, there was very few artists at the top to prevent this shit from happening, right? Yeah. But now, you don't need a fucking record company for anything at all.
You don't.
You don't need it for distribution no more. You don't need
the streaming company.
Huh?
You need the streaming company.
But that's the whole thing.
But you know what though, Dima? I guess what I'm saying is, if I was 20 and still trying to be a fucking rapper, I'd be doing what we're doing right now with my music. I don't need no fucking body. I just need to build a following and then get my viewership up. And if the music is good, don't spread it. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, but nobody sees it. There's no like Cool G Rap said he ain't got no deal. He ain't making no music. But I'm like, fam, you don't need a deal no more. He could do what we doing right now. I see Cool G, and then I hit him. Dog, where your new album at? I'll buy it from.
The thing is, people are afraid. Dude, people are afraid to do that though. So, because this is the thing though. This is why record labels used to give advances, right, to try to help artists lift out of poverty. But the reality is, it's like because there's so much music. So back in the day, people used to pay. It was payola. You pay the radio station to play your shit, right?
Right.
Now, artists, you're now paying to make these popular playlists. So they keep moving the goalposts. But what happens if a super influential artist, if they just started saying, yo, I'm pulling my songs from these streaming platforms, I can only be found here. It's like, it goes back to the problem is the people. I went kicking and screaming to streaming services. I hated the idea.
Right.
I thought it was
so did
wrong.
Prince.
But you know what? When I think about me, my wife, and my 4 children, and as much as we like music, it's way cheaper for this family deluxe pack than if I'm buying an album for every kid, or I'm buying an album for myself. So it's like I'm kind of part of the problem myself.
True.
And I'm an artist.
Okay,
I'm part of the problem.
But let me ask you this though, Speed.
Yo, problematic ass artists.
You know how this shit works. So Spotify wants to play Speakeasy's album. No, I'll take that back. Spotify wants to play Eminem's album. Spotify needs permission from Eminem's label. Eminem's label gets, say, yeah, you can have his catalog, this amount of money, and Spotify pays Eminem's label that money. And then Eminem gets, a 1/10 of a penny for every motherfucking play for each song. But if Eminem don't have a record deal, Eminem gets the money that the record label would get, and the 1/10 of a penny per stream per song.
Well, and I think we talked about this before, where the business model is changing and record labels being the top dogs before, it's changing where the streaming platforms will actually become the top dogs because they have direct relations with the artists and pay Katy Perry for her new $5 million for her 2 new albums.
Right.
On Spotify. So
that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
But why is it that a Cool G, our old favorites, why can't, because it's still, I guarantee you if Cool G Rap made a new album this month, his fans would buy. He still got fans. The motherfucker can still rap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He still got fans. I don't know if I'm going to go see his whole ass in the show. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the whole thing.
Would his followership be big enough for Spotify to?
Well, now here's right. That's the thing, Demon. Now he probably won't get the check Katy Perry will get.
Yeah.
But he would get more than he would get if he had a deal. You know what I'm saying?
True.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's access to listeners. The reality is, so like I've been doing hip hop and I've been rapping since like really, really young. Like I think I wrote my first rap when I was like 12. And
hey, we should have Speak Little Sister come on the show. She can recite his first rap word for word.
She literally can still to this day. It's crazy.
That's funny.
So like the thing is, so think about somebody who like when we came up, because we were part of the hip hop culture, it was about having the greatest skill gave you the best shot at being a star.
Right.
So then imagine to all of these people where you get to a certain level and you realize, holy shit, this is not about talent at all. Being a great hip hop artist, you can have zero talent and be one of the biggest hip hop artists ever.
No, yep.
And and then artists like Russ, who I've heard like maybe 3 of Russ's songs, but Russ found some sort of algorithm where the way he does his streaming shit is bananas. But somehow, some way, he cultivated this way to break the algorithm. But it's like, to get access to a bunch of fans, that's the difficult part.
Right.
And that's why people say, if I still sign, even though I have all the vehicles to do it myself, but if I made a website myself and put my music only on my website, and you would have to come and buy my shit that way, that's the only way. If nobody ever hears, that's the whole part. And that's why artists continue to take that gamble, because you can be the dopest MC, the best singer, the best guitarist that nobody ever heard of.
Man, but
that's where it's leverage. It's leverage.
It is.
It's saying, I will give you access to these people. And, a lot of people have been having the debate, like the Joe Budden podcast had this debate. And the only reason I bring it up, because the question, I can't think of a better way to rephrase it. The question that he used to always ask is, how much is a stream really worth?
Dude,
it's not what they're telling us. So
when I saw that shit, when I saw Pharrell talk about that motherfucking song, that Happy.
That's what I'm saying.
That motherfucker, man, I was tired. I don't even listen to the radio that much, and I was tired of hearing that fucking song.
Yep.
That's how much it was getting played.
I was at work functions. That shit's playing all the time. I'm like, look,
I'm
not even happy no more.
Steve, he got $4 grand.
Mm-hmm.
As much as you heard that song,
yep,
$4 grand for the streams from that shit.
Now here's this.
Hey,
now here's a tie back to what we were talking about before we started the podcast, right?
Mm.
We talking about how much is a stream worth, how much is this and how much is that, like. But what were we talking about before the fucking podcast? We're talking about reparations.
Mm.
What is that worth? What is that?
Oh, that was before I got in.
Yeah, we started talking about that, and then we started talking about some other things. But at the end of the day, the tie-in is that it's all value.
Mm.
We are placing value on things, and then it's systems that justify why certain things are happening. And it's like, that's why, like, when you froze, what we were joking about is we need to make that a shirt. The problem is the people.
Yeah.
All these different things, whether it be the pandemic, whether it be the infatuation with Will and Jada, whether it be, just systemic racism, all this shit. It's all people.
Right. Yeah, man. And the fact that they can't agree, you know what it is? I say the problem is the people because the people are the ones that decide what we have in common.
Yeah.
If we want to focus on the commonalities of man, everything, there's certain shit, dude, like society ain't gonna never be tailor-made for you. We can't have no law that say we gotta wear dashikis. That's your thing, Speak.
I would vote for that one though, yeah.
Well, you can wear that motherfucker whenever you want to. Right. I ain't got shit to say about it.
Exactly.
But I don't really get a law that says I gotta wear that shirt. However, we do have laws that say you gotta be clothed in public.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's a little, the one thing we have in common is that motherfuckers need to have clothes on when they in public. Now what's there, that shit is kind of it's changing now a little. For lack of a better term, I just say it's changing now. It's fluid.
Isn't there the nipple movement or what?
Wait, what?
Now, but we still got certain rules. It's shit that we all agree on, and that's cool.
Yeah.
And we got to remember that our rights end where the next person's rights begin. So that mask, I mean, the mask shit now is a problem, but it's like, okay, dude. You don't have to wear a mask when you're in your house, but we're in public, and you don't have a right to spread a fucking virus to me, dude. Yeah. So that's what it is. It's not about whether or not I believe in that shit or not, but that's why I say the problem is the people, man, because we can't agree on nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we want a motherfucker in Washington to decide, but he's not deciding what's best for everybody. He's deciding what's best for the motherfuckers that put him in office.
Yeah. And dude, so while you're making this whole point, so like the last episode we had JG doing his hair. This episode we have Trip doing the slow motion moisturizing. I'm like, did this nigga think he's Barry White?
This motherfucker making the OnlyFans video, fam.
I was like, fam, Trip needs an OnlyFans, bro.
Dog,
Trip needs an OnlyFans. He was like,
all these weird ass noises and shit. I was gonna say pause, but you can't say pause no more because you get dragged.
Funny thing is, I didn't make no noises. That's one of y'all.
No,
that's one of y'all.
Your mic is right there behind your hands. We can hear all that shit.
We can hear you breathing, dog. I was like, yo, this right here, Melodrama's creating an OnlyFans. It'll be curated by Big Trip himself. Ladies, if you want to see a real man, like he's rocking the I Love Black Women.
If I do an OnlyFans, you're not getting a cut, nigga. You're not a record label.
I don't need none of that
gym though.
I'm making records now.
Hold up. I was catching the jump shots and kicking them out. I was in the gym, bro.
No, that sounds gay.
Y'all sound gay. Yeah, y'all can have that. I don't want that. I just don't do nothing. I don't have nothing to do with greasy niggas, fam. I'm just saying.
He said greasy.
Damn over there getting
JG,
greasy.
see, hey, man, JG, now you part of the problem. That's colorism.
I can see myself, right? And I'm looking and I'm like, damn, I'm assy as fuck.
Yo, dude, this is why I love this show.
That nigga got glistening on us, man.
Hey, I got to shine, nigga.
He didn't boss up. That nigga glossed up.
Exactly. This nigga got bling bling arms now and shit.
We are not sponsored by Soul Glow Body.
No,
Shea butter.
No. Shea butter.
That's hilarious. I ain't want to say
Shea butter.
There, but that shit was getting kind of loud. I was like, what the fuck?
Hey, and he was like rubbing his hands, and JG's making this great point, and I'm like, if you're watching a YouTube show, you're gonna be very distracted.
But if you listen, there's no more rustling because the skin is now smooth.
See?
That's it. That's fact.
This shit work.
Ladies and gentlemen, Big Trip.
Word. That shit funny, fam.
And the revolution.
But
you see?
Yo, we should
Speak Easy.
Hey, this show
Speak Easy is
Big Trip and the Revolution, dog.
What Speak Easy just did is a perfect example of distracting the people.
Yep.
JG had a whole movement going on.
Yep.
And you did an August Alsina in the middle of his movement.
Damn.
And that shit worked.
Yeah.
But guess what the viewers gonna say? Dima had a diabolical plan he been working on for 20 years that he implemented on the show today.
Dima made me assy.
Dima made that happen.
It's Dima's fault.
Dima made me assy, and he placed the shea butter in my house.
You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Dima gave you them headphones that had the microphone perfectly placed across your chest, so we had to listen to you getting glistening and shit.
And then he turned my mic up.
Turned your mic up.
He turned the mic up.
And now all the fans we got is waiting on you to drop OnlyFans account information and shit, so they can follow you, which Dima probably get a cut of. See what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
The contracts are out.
Yeah, it really, man, I'm telling you, dog, that shit be so, it just bothered me, man, that cat really believe that shit when you know people.
Well, there's another distraction, y'all.
Yeah.
They're dubbing it, they're calling it the bubble. NBA players they're entering the bubble. The playoffs are set to resume, the season, I'm sorry, is set to resume in the bubble, and people are calling that a distraction.
I didn't even know that they actually were going.
Yeah, they down there now, man.
I forgot that they was gonna go, have a whole little whatever.
Yeah,
I don't really care.
It's cool to me, man. Them cats, it's some cats that needed to get that loot. It's a lot of cats that can't afford to miss them checks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only people I hope that this works for is people that's getting like the $300,000.
That's who I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like not them.
A couple of the rich cats bowed out. Trip. They was like, nah, we ain't gonna do it. So a couple more of them $300,000 cats got pulled like off of waivers and shit and signed the teams, so they can go down there and get a little bread too.
Yeah, man.
Dog, even though you got cats making $100 million a year and you got cats making $150,000 a year, all them motherfuckers got mamas, daddies, 15 cousins, brothers, and sisters. They gotta buy houses.
Because this is whatchamacallit season now, right? This is supposed to be summer B League. This ain't supposed to be, I'm a professional and let me go down here and because then are they gonna push back the regular season?
Yeah.
So then when at what point would the season get back to the regular season?
I think it's gonna take a couple seasons to make it happen.
8 games. Yeah, like December is what I heard.
No, because what I'm saying is like they do this season now. This is supposed to be B League, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they do this season now. This is what, July?
Yeah, because the draft would have happened by now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The draft is now going to happen in the middle of September.
So the first game is when?
The 30th, I believe.
Yeah, it's this month.
So if they do 8, you said they're going to do 8 weeks?
They're going to do 8 games.
8 games, I'm sorry.
And then the playoffs.
And then the playoffs.
But so how many weeks is that?
I
honestly, I'm not that well versed with the schedule. I'm not.
Is it gonna be like still the same playoff setup? Best of 5, best of 7.
Yeah, they're not changing.
7. It was all 7.
Yeah, it's all 7 now.
But I don't think
so. It's gonna be all best of 7.
Yeah.
So you got to think now. You got an 8-game season that's gonna start.
That's the warm up, right?
And that's to get the seeding for the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So you got an 8-game season that's gonna start in August.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna at least take you into mid-August, if not the 3rd week of August. So then you jump into
it might trip. They do. You know what's funny? They doing it like they do the AAU tournaments. Yeah. It's gonna be multiple games played at the same time and shit like that.
I get
so
that.
It might not take that long. But
how many teams are they taking?
I do remember them saying what they were going. They were going to finish all this shit up, and then the next season is going to start around December.
Yeah,
because how they're going to do it. So we're going to have 2 short seasons.
See, I would prefer if I really gave a fuck about basketball, I would prefer that this season they would just go and do the summer B League. And give me a whole season next season instead of like giving me this. And I understand why they're doing it. But I'm saying if I was a fan, you give me this half of whatever's left, and then you short me again next season.
Yep.
So I don't get a full season for until like the 3rd year.
If they play out this season, all the players that play out this season, they'll be paid in full for the year. And then if they play even though it's short, right? But even though it's the shortened season next year, it's still going to be a full salary year, and then the following season will be the first full season. I get what you're saying, and you're right. They are going to.
I was like, what the fuck happened? Dima doing shit.
Gonna free nipple movement.
Yo, wait, hold up. It's another distraction.
See, Demon on that conspiracy shit, man.
Oh my God. Bullshit. Dude, that's amazing. Holy shit.
That's bullshit,
I swear you would think that this shit is scripted, bro. If you're listening, this is just how our brains work.
I need to know what 6 states those are.
What states are those?
Yeah, I need to know.
I hope it's not Florida.
For research purposes, I need to know.
We need to go do a satellite show.
Yeah.
I just wanted
and document.
I wanted to loop back
how that's being accepted in those states.
So hold on.
At some point, I want to get to this. I wanted to just forget.
So the headline reads: "Free nipple movement. Women can now legally go topless in 6 states."
So basically,
topless where?
I didn't want to distract the
in public. I'm assuming.
Should we finish?
No. I mean, like,
what you mean you didn't want to distract us? You slapped free.
Bro, you said nipples to dudes.
And then, not only did he say it, but he just threw it in the middle of your screen.
I'm like, listen, I could be in the middle of open heart surgery. If somebody say titties,
I'm looking up.
So basically, the whole thing behind this is, why do women's chest represent sexuality? That's not fair to them, and they should be able to be topless just like men.
I agree.
Okay, here's the thing.
It's a choice. You don't have to.
Okay, Dima, right. Let me ask you this, Dima. Let me ask you this. And do you know what? They got a point, because breasts are what? They're dual purpose. We all know breasts are involved in
mug. Guys got them too.
But they also, serve a purpose, right?
Yes.
So does my dick.
No. Hey, listen. I'm down for you. But I'm not gonna support that movement, though, bro.
Not only is my dick for sex, but if I don't use my dick for its other purpose, I will fucking die. If they don't use breasts for their other purpose, they don't die. But if I walk around my dick out, it's a problem. See, they on that circular reason shit, they bullshitting like they don't understand what the fuck the issue is. Now, if you want to have your titties out, have your titties out. But if a motherfucker sitting at the table next to you with his dick out is gross and fucking sexual assault and he got to go to jail, I'm gonna need you to put your fucking shirt on.
No, I agree with that. I think
who's pushing this movement?
Nobody pushing my movement.
I think women, mainly.
No, not your
pushing
movement.
my movement.
I think we silence.
Not your movement. Who's pushing it? Who's pushing the nipple movement?
My movement.
I think it's certain women, and I think most guys agree with it.
Let them.
Nah.
Guys aren't pushing this movement. We're just on board.
Hold on. I've never heard of this, bro. This is interesting.
Oh, this has been a big thing.
That's just a big thing. It's a real argument, fam.
That's why six states made it legal. Because the thing is, when a woman's feeding their baby at the mall, is that wrong?
No,
but that's different.
A lot of people take offense to it, and a lot of people.
They want you to put a towel over the baby and that kind of shit.
Right.
Yeah.
That's different, though.
That's different.
But at the beach,
her breast is out to serve a purpose.
Yep.
Okay.
She not just walking around topless like, "What up, B?"
Why can't she?
Because she can. But here's the thing. So when you do this, so it's just like freedom of speech. You have freedom of speech. It's a constitutional right, but freedom of speech does not come with freedom of consequence.
Yeah.
So if you walk around with your breasts out, whether they big, small, or they sit up or they sag, I don't want to see you later on being upset because men are staring at you in the mall. Because if you walk past me and you ain't got no shirt on and your titties out, I'm going to look.
Is that because we're systematically trained to love titties?
I don't give a fuck what.
I don't think I was systematically trained to love titties.
Well, because
I like women.
Titties, we think of sex or sexual. We don't. When we see a guy shirtless, we don't think of the same thing. Or women.
We don't, but women do.
No.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
They look at your chest and they think sex.
They worse than us.
I don't think so.
They worse than us. You don't remember that text I put down? Yeah, they do, bro.
Women
are worse than us.
It's some women out here.
Muscles. They don't look at
No. There's some women out here that suck their dude's chest.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that shit.
No,
I'm telling you it is.
Some niggas be liking that shit.
But what I will say though,
it's true.
What I will say, Dima, is this: what I don't do is think I'm superior to a woman. But what I also don't do is think them motherfuckers ain't as sleazy and nasty as we are, because they fucking are.
Yeah.
This movement probably pushed by the same chicks that was telling Rick Ross to put his shirt on a few years ago.
Exactly. Hey, hold on, man. Hold on, Trip. The sexiest motherfucker in the world right now is a dark-skinned, bald-headed black man with a beard. Is that you?
No.
To women, is that you? If you standing next to Idris Elba with no shirt on.
Yeah.
Okay, so check this out. And just to go along with what he said. So I did photo shoots all day yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I had on a shirt just like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking, and there's some chicks doing a photo shoot. We at the Adult Swing Park. They're doing photo shoots for I Can't Breathe
Adult
shirts.
Swing Park?
Yeah.
What's
The
that?
swing park down on Water Street.
It's an adult swing park?
So
yeah,
you have to be a swinger. You got to be a swinger to go.
No, you're just a pervert.
I'm like, what the fuck?
You're a pervert.
To get on the swings, you have to be an adult?
They're adult-sized swings.
Huh. Oh, okay, like big ones.
Dog, you gotta say that, man.
Okay.
Well,
it's called a swing park.
Wow.
It's like 1737 West Water, but it's right there. It's right there on the river, and there's like a bike path, walk path, but then there's swings, and they're all adult-sized swings.
An adult swing is in the bedroom, fam.
No, these are swings. Bro,
he was like, if you go over here, you can get wet if you go down there. So
swings for adults.
Yeah.
That's the name of it. I didn't name it. That's the name of it.
They wrong too. That's a distraction, fam. They put adult in the wrong spot as a distraction.
Anyway, So I'm going to shoot a photo shoot, and just like JG saying, like, so should I feel victimized because a group of ladies, black ladies, was like, "Oh, you need to be in our picture," and grabbed me and made me be in their picture, but their shirt says "I can't breathe." They got shirts with the Floyd whatever "I can't breathe," but because my shirt said "I love black women" and I got a beard, I got to be in their picture.
Thus, you are the sexiest man alive.
Just
so should I be filing assault charges?
I don't know. How did you feel? You need to tell us.
I felt weird, but
I
posed and shit. You know,
huh? You know what? It's the dude in us, fam. That shit ain't offensive to us. That shit ain't offensive.
Even if it was, and I would have said no, then that's the whole part where it's like,
oh, good point.
You know, so like it's like, you know, it's the equivalent to like when dudes be like, "Hey, can I get your number?" and they don't get it, and then the dude called the girl out her name.
Right.
If I'd have said no, I'm pretty sure I would have been
like that. Yep.
I'd have been mocked and, "Oh, you don't want to take pictures with us? We're black women. Your shirt says you love black women."
You know what? Oh my God! You know what? I was gonna say a phrase, but I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it.
Hold on, but Trip, this is the other part. This is the other part, right, of this whole argument.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody, and when I say nobody, I mean women.
Mm-hmm.
They don't respect preference. Listen, fam, I respect their preference.
Say more about that.
Hey, dog, I'm a 6'3" light-skinned nigga, just like The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't the fucking Rock to women, and I respect those state motherfucking preference. That nigga look like a goddamn superhero in the fucking comic books. I'm rocking the dad bod. I'm rocking the fuck out of it, but it's still the dad bod. That's what they consider sexy. I respect it, right? She ain't no asshole because she like a muscle-bound motherfucker. She just gonna fuck with me, and I'm
here's.
But hold on. Let me finish this trip. But I do not have the right to that same preference.
And I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you because I saw.
If I like Amber Rose and I don't like Lizzo, I'm a fat shaming misogynistic motherfucker. Woo. And that's bullshit.
Preach.
That's
Preach.
bullshit, man. If I like Phil Scott and don't like Lizzo, I'm a fat shaming misogynistic motherfucker. And that's all bullshit, fam. I got a preference. My preference is my fucking preference. If I chose, my wife is yellow like me. Ain't nothing finer than motherfucking chocolate motherfucker to me, though. But that's my wife. I love my wife. That's who I married.
Yeah.
It's all about, right? I'm an asshole because my wife ain't dark-skinned. So light-skinned bitches don't get no love? If they the problem, have you ever heard me say, I don't like dark-skinned bitches? You ain't never heard me say shit. But because I married a light-skinned woman, that means I hate dark-skinned women. I'm so fucking sick of these.
Yeah, man, dude. Hey, you know what? I never thought we'd be able to get here. I'm happy we're here.
Hey,
a little bit.
Hey, but you know what?
Trip, we was doing the light-skinned niggas do shit like this and dark-skinned niggas do shit like that. Memes, joking, right?
Yeah.
People don't like that shit though. And speak, I think you actually left the group because you were that But before he did, he farted in the fucking elevator before he got out, Trip. Trip. Check out what he did to me. Before he quit the group, he put a post in there talking about my daughters are dark-skinned like me. Mm-hmm. And when these jokes come up, it's hurtful to them. So I don't participate in that shit at all. And then that left the group, dog. And I was like, nigga, we was
you threw you under the bus and left.
I was trying to tell people to stay woke back then, bro.
You threw you under the bus and ran.
You know JG is sensitive when it comes to the babies, fam. Fam broke my motherfucking heart and then left the group. And I just let me sit there with that shit, fam. And he knew we was just joking. But I was like,
hey.
Hey,
in support of what you saying though. So I saw a post on Facebook and it was I don't know if it was in a group or just on my news feed. Some girl had screenshotted a dude post, and in his post he was saying what he wants in the girl, what he doesn't want, and this, that, and he was saying he wants a girl in shape. He doesn't want this. He doesn't want that. So she screenshotted it and posted it, and like they was going in, like, and I'm gonna assume that I didn't go to their pages, but because he said he liked a girl in shape, he wasn't the most in shape dude.
Right.
So like all these girls were going in, and they was like, oh, he this, he that, he got man boobs, he this and that, how he body shaming and this and that. So I commented, I said, everybody is entitled to their preference and likes and dislikes in a mate.
Yeah.
And they was like, you're right. But if a woman would have said this, then it would have been all hell to pay. I said, dude, women say this shit all the fucking time.
All the time.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I don't want no fat dude. Niggas sweat too much. I don't want no nigga with no beard. I don't want no nigga with this. I'm fat. What I need with a fat nigga, like, he fat, so what, he gotta accept the fat chick? But you said you fat, you don't want a fat dude? Like, I don't get.
Yeah.
Who gets to pick what's acceptable and what's not acceptable?
And on top of that, it's the consensus is people don't realize we're still pushing idealism, because guess what? There's a large group of women that love big men.
Yep.
So,
and there's a large group of
there's a large group of dudes that like big women.
And that's where the whole term BBW came from.
Right.
I'm like, ain't nobody walking around calling us BBMs.
Let me ask you this, Speak and Trip.
Sounds like Eminem.
Right. So if a chick likes Vin Diesel.
Hey, BBM, wasn't that shit with BlackBerry?
Yeah, BlackBerry Messenger, my nigga.
BlackBerry Messenger, yeah.
Yo, I used to get it popping in BBM, nigga.
Hey, if a chick like Vin Diesel, notice I ain't saying Shamar Moore.
Right.
I said Vin Diesel.
Right.
If a chick like Vin Diesel and she don't like me, and I'm insulted by that, what am I?
A hater.
Insecure.
Okay, well, that's a good one. That's a good one, Demon. But real talk, what am I? Oh, you what? Just because that nigga got a six-pack ass and shit, he better than me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm that dude, what am I actually? Not so much just opinion, but what am I actually? Am I like narcissistic? Am I arrogant? I know I'm wrong.
I think at the end of the day, aside from wrong, you're in your feelings, just period.
Okay.
Just
you're in your feels.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So then what are they when I like Rose instead of Lizzo?
In their feelings.
In their feels.
But if you say that, what happens?
You're problematic.
Look, I had a girl try to tell me, she tried to tell me that the reason that they like that is because she tried to say that heavy or fat dudes are easily more accepted in society than fat women. And I said, because fat dudes don't care about the opinion of everybody doesn't make them more accepted or more acceptable.
You know what else we do?
Her response was, but this is her response. Her response was, well, there's more fat guys as stars than there are women. I said,
you know why? But you know why though?
But that's not true.
I don't know the numbers. But
it might be.
Why?
It's not.
You know what? It might be.
I think big guys are more acceptable and they sell more if
no, it's not. Because when you talk about plus size, you can't just say plus size like bigger plus size. When you start talking about plus size as far as women, anything over a large
is plus size.
Is plus size.
Yeah.
So every woman that's an extra large and up that's a star, which is the size. Normal size
for Hollywood.
For women is extra large and up is a plus size star. So
they call Tyra Banks plus sized.
Really?
Because
Tyra Banks now is plus size.
Tyra Banks is no longer model size.
Yeah, now she plus size. But hold on, but Trip,
I screenshotted a list of plus size women from Pinterest to her, and it was like 64 plus size stars.
Right.
I said, name 64. I said, you know what? Don't even do that. Name 10 plus size males that are A-list stars.
But you know what though, Trip? The thing is this.
I can't name one.
Nah, but what they doing though, Trip, is they also missing one thing. Out of all of the plus size men that are stars, they got all of them got one thing in common, which is they funny. They always comedians. Mm-hmm. You had Chris Farley doing the Chippendales dance next to Patrick Swayze. Mm-hmm. He was in that skit because him being funny and thinking him being fat and thinking he was as sexy as Patrick Swayze. That's the joke. You won't see no women in no shit like that, really.
Right.
Except for the chick that
he was willing to make himself the joke.
Right. But
Chris Farley. So if you name Chris Farley, you name Rick Ross.
My man from.
There's a big dude on Wild 'N Out. He's funny.
No, but
he's not a star.
No, he's not. He's not even a C-list star.
Right. Yeah, just because you're on TV doesn't make you a star.
Hold on, Trip. What's my dude name from Hitch? Kevin something. He had the show with Leah Remini.
With the dude from whatever Queens, King of Queens.
Yeah.
I know. I forget his name. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
But them dudes is all fun. They all comedic leads. They ain't gonna be action stars.
They became the butt of the joke.
Right. Right.
To
That's
get
my
the money.
And Lizzo had her butt out at the Laker game. Conspiracy.
I'm telling you, man. Like, dog, I can't decide what. Even if I don't. Now, here's the thing. Now,
she should have been shirtless too.
Not right. Now, I've never said.
Hey, free nipples.
Man, dude, I think a motherfucker like Amber Rose is way more attractive than a Lizzo. But what I don't do is say Amber Rose need to fuck with me.
And you know,
Amber Rose is a problem.
You know, another thing too.
That's the difference between us.
Right. Thing. I mean, I know we're you know, for all purposes and intent, none of us are like on the market right now. Like,
right.
Out here, you know what I'm saying? So
fuck that, nigga. I'll be an August Alsina.
So basically, here's the thing, though, right?
But you'll never know because I ain't gonna say shit.
You ain't gonna find out.
So, maybe somebody would speak soon.
But here's my point. Here's my point, though. We're not on the market,
right?
So that means that there's somebody who means a lot to us.
Mm-hmm.
And so guess what? People can have more than one type.
Oh no, not no more.
It's okay. I mean, just like people, because people don't wear like I mean, I'm just saying, like, you can have more than one type. People, your style of wardrobe changes. Like, if you're going someplace, JG, there you may sometimes you may, okay, am I gonna rock this shirt and tie? Not if we going to record the fucking podcast.
Right.
You know what? Where my t-shirts at?
Trevor Noah had a whole thing about this.
Yeah.
Trevor Noah had a whole thing about this. He said, why in America does everything have to be either or?
Yes.
Yep.
Why do I have to hate the other thing if I like the other thing? Why can't I like both? Why can't I be Black Lives Matter and Blue Lives Matter?
Hey.
Why can't look, I had this shirt on at the doctor's office. I had the white one on at the doctor's office on like Tuesday. And it said, I heart Black women. So some dude, the phlebotomist dude, was like, I like all women. I said, me too. But that ain't got shit to do with my shirt.
Right.
And he was like, well, my shirt would have had to say, I love all women. I said, the fact that my shirt says, I heart Black women does not mean that I don't like or have feelings or love other colored women. Like, that's fucking retarded to think that I only love Black women. Like, I have multiple white women that are dear and dear to my heart, that are in my life, that have been in my life for years.
Don't wear that shirt, nigga.
I'm not that dumb.
Don't wear no I love white women shirt, nigga.
Right. I'm not that dumb. I'm not
Why?
gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Why?
Hey,
Aren't
Dima,
nipples supposed to be free? Hold on.
Dima,
Why can't you wear a
because
I love white women shirt?
because
that's an internal argument.
Okay,
Black
you guys
well,
are
people,
gonna
here's
have
the
to
thing.
educate me on
work
that.
on-
Sounds like
Well,
I'm
here's the thing.
Hold on.
The I love
we gotta work on amongst ourselves.
the I love
That's what we gotta
this
work on.
I love black woman shirt
Okay.
is to combat.
Yeah,
It's my way of combating the narrative that a lot of black women push
Yep.
Yep.
that black men don't love black women.
exactly.
White
It's a
women
message
don't.
that's not for the person who objected to your shirt. That's
Right.
what I tell them. This
White
message
women,
is for you.
white women don't think that we don't love them. In fact, the white women that are close to me and on my news feed actually said, I want one of those shirts too, because I too love black women.
Yep.
Yeah.
So would it be wrong? I think
Because what has happened is, so you know how you got the
So
narrative.
Dima, what size you wear? We getting you one.
I'd love it.
Right.
But
So you got the narrative. So you know how you got the narrative that all black dudes are drug dealers, all black dudes do this, all black dudes do this. So black women over the years have got the narrative that they're bitter, they're negative, they're argumentative,
Pushy,
they're pushy. Black men don't marry black women; they go get white women. Black men don't support the black woman. Black men. So that's the narrative. And the only way that I see to combat the narrative without getting into a verbal dispute with people is to do it verbally but non-verbally.
Yeah.
So I can wear one of these shirts every day. And for the black women that get it, they respond, I love you too. And they keep it moving. Some dudes, respond like, I like that shirt. That's dope. I want one too. And it's not just black dudes that are saying it. Like I was on the east side downtown, right off of Brad and Water. And it was a bunch of white dudes like, I want one of those shirts too. So it's just combating a narrative. It's not like I don't love white women. Like my favorite teacher is white and we still converse weekly to this day, and I haven't been in high school in years.
So I think it's fact. If I wore a shirt today that said "All Lives Matter," some people would be angry with me as I walk down the street.
Yeah,
Very
it's the
Very
timing.
angry. I may be harassed. I may be
the timing. The timing for that is bad.
Yep.
But don't I have a right to wear that shirt, even though I think Black Lives Matter?
You do, but again, Dima, it's the timing of it as opposed to the message it sends. So it would be the equivalent of your wife storming out of the room, going in the bedroom and slamming the door. But you got one more point to make.
So say this.
Fucking room.
Say you and your wife were having a disagreement and she was like, Dima, I hate it when you do this. And your response was, well, you do it too? You piss her the fuck off, right?
Yeah. You just escalated the situation.
That's the same thing.
Yeah.
Because right now you got, and it was just another shooting the other day. Yeah. You got these black people that are continuing to be murdered by cops, and there has been no repercussions. There's been no justice being found in any of these cases, and all of these things are being considered justifiable shootings. To now, when somebody says Black Lives Matter, to say, hey, these people matter just as much as everybody else, to combat it with, or to come along and say all lives matter,
so
would be like it would be like saying,
be disrespectful to them. They would look at it as me disrespecting the movement. Which,
right.
From my perspective, would be not at all, but from their perspective, like you're disrespecting the movement.
So it's like it's what you're saying, what you intend to say would be misinterpreted because of the mindset that everybody is in now.
In some ways, I was just relating it to your shirt.
Right. And I think the thing is right now, and with that is like, I think the reason all lives matter is frowned upon is because when Black Lives Matter hit, the police responded with Blue Lives Matter.
Yep.
And
was that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's a bad thing because Black Lives Matter has always been directed at police brutality.
Yeah.
To Black people, in the fact that they keep dying in police custody. So to retaliate, it's just like when Black Lives Matter, they be like, oh, Blue Lives Matter. Demon, I hate it when you put your shirt on the door. Well, shit, you do it too. Like, you're not gonna get no ass that night. All because you said you do it too.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, dude. So like, I don't know. I think when it comes down to,
I think JG had to go back.
He had to bounce back into the Rona.
JG said he had to bounce back in. So good luck to him. And I bet you he's still bringing in baby girl's jacket though.
Yeah, he is.
You know what I'm saying? Why he talked all that shit? He was texting her, what color, which jacket?
Yeah, where is it?
Yeah, so I mean, I wanted to have, so I like the discussion about preference and all of those things, and even your shirt trip, the I Love Black Women shirt. It's like it's a great talking piece. It's like you said, it's outward facing.
Well, and it's more than just black and white, because there's other perspectives, and until Trip explained it to the person who was like, well, I love all women or whatever. The way you put it, there was another meaning that you had to hear from you to understand.
And most people that see it get it and understand it. There's always going to be a couple that you got to explain it to. I think most of the Black women, like, really, especially I think for Black women, it was refreshing to see it. A lot of them were like, "That's dope. That's nice. I like that shirt." Like, we see a lot of other shirts, but we never see shirts that say stuff like that. I think the dude that questioned me, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why it would bother him, or why he would have to. Well, some people are pleasers, and they can't take a stand. They can't take a stand on one side,
right?
Because they're scared of offending the other side. And that's probably why we can't get shit done in America anyway.
Yeah, and it's got to be this or that, no other options. It has to be this or that.
And that's even like, I saw, I can't remember who it was, but it was a congressman or somebody. He was trying to get a bill passed, and the Republicans were saying like, well, why didn't you guys write the bill with us? Because one of the guys, I guess he has like mixed kids. He was like, my kids are Black, they're mixed. I'm a Republican. Why couldn't I be a part of writing the bill? And he was white. But then the Black guy responded. He said, because we don't want to play around with this bill. We don't want anybody trying to attach additional bills to this bill to hold this bill up in Congress or whatever to keep it from getting passed. We want this bill to stand alone by itself so we can pass this bill and not have to address this bill and fix the other bills that you guys want to attach to it. Because that's what happens a lot in Congress. Is like, somebody will write one bill, but then they'll attach like 3 other bills, and that's, to get the compromise or whatever. And that's even like with Obamacare. Like when Obamacare passed, and everybody was like, yeah, vote yeah for Obamacare, but we voted yeah for Obamacare, but we voted yeah for like 5 other things that was attached to it because we wanted Obamacare.
Yep.
The other thing in this episode is that I found interesting is the distractions and how well they work.
Yeah.
But I think that's the nature of people, bro. I mean, that's the nature of people. And I think I used to be one of those people that, like, you know what, you got to be fighting for the cause, living the good, fighting the good fight. And like, at this time, I didn't understand, self-care wasn't a cool word. It wasn't a buzzword. I didn't understand the importance of, like, guess what? You can live your life and you can fight the good fight, but you can also enjoy your life as well. I don't like that a lot of people love to equate the struggle and revolution to poverty. everybody, you don't have to be in poverty to be against systemic oppression. It's not, while in a lot of situations it is poor versus rich just due to like we were talking about before the show, this financial gap. But everybody, you can fight like when we talk about the different people that helped finance the civil rights movement, because everybody wasn't MLK. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody wasn't MLK. So, but the Harry Belafontes of the world, they financed it. So you just got to make sure, like, I don't know, man, just you can fight the good fight and take care of yourself. You can enjoy life. I know shit's fucked up, and I know a lot of people are angry, but don't let the anger overtake everything, and now you're not even enjoying your life. You're not enjoying your life, and everything is just it's just drawing. And this is honestly, this is what the oppressors. They're honestly, history has shown the oppressors just wait it out. Just wait it out. Everything will go, quote unquote, back to whatever normal we fucking want, because we fucking control everything. So we just got to be mindful. Like, if we really going to be down for this shit and we're really going to keep pushing, I already know what I dedicated my life to. I already know why I do what I do. But if we're going to keep this shit going and the momentum going, you got to enjoy life too. You have to. You just got to, man.
Enjoy that shit, B.
Yeah. So, man,
right.
I don't know.
Good episode.
Yeah, dude. So any closing remarks? Yeah. Any closing remarks before we just totally conclude the show? Have some good comedy and shit like that. So I guess I'll say I really appreciated the serious conversations, like rap and crazy comedy. That was fun.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have any closing words for this one, because I felt like this whole show was pretty darn on point with like the feels.
Yeah, man.
I think it felt good to not be so political this week, though. Like, we did it a little bit, but not so much.
Yeah,
I
we
think
gotta get back to the fun too.
Yeah, that the political shit gets really heavy, and when it's one of those things that when you start it, it's kind of hard to move away from it. But
yeah,
that's a good one to get away from it and have some fun.
Yeah,
and then I did this one on my new iPad Pro, and I didn't freeze.
No,
so I don't know.
No.
Nice.
I don't know if my
looking good.
And I'm pretty sure my son is still playing the game. So
yeah. I'm just saying, you looking vibrant.
I got cocoa butter on my neck. I got my soul glow.
Word. Well, again, guys, we really appreciate you guys tuning in. I know we missed the show last week, but honestly, we just grown ass men. We got shit to do. So sometimes, we're not doing this for the check. We're doing this for the love. So as always,
it's good to have a bye week.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Little rest.
Come back refreshed.
Yeah.
Word up. But as always, we couldn't care less, but we fucking love y'all. Melodrama Podcast, y'all. Peace, peace, peace.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.